Today I thought we could do a palette bingo, which I haven't done in what feels like forever. I love doing these, and I thought that we could play with some of the newer palettes to my collection, not only so I get a chance to use them again, but I'm sure you guys are, interested in seeing more with these palettes. So I've pulled out five of the newest palettes to my collection. I'll show them to you, the ones that I've decided to use today. I have one of the Odens Eye palettes. This is the Cat's Breath palette. I love this color story. It's so cute. I also want to use one of my Alien Cosmetics palette. This is the Strawberry Dream palette. Beautiful palette as well. There is a chance that we're going to end up getting a very pinky purple look today, especially with this one. This is the Menagerie Flight Club palette. Looks like this. Should I have put in my own palette here? I don't know, maybe not, but I kind of want to use this again, and this is a good way to do that. I also want to use the Natasha the Nonascendo palette, which looks like this. I feel like there's a good chance that we're going to get something either pinky purple or sort of like tealy turquoise and like some, colors to go with that. And then the last palette that I have is from Lois Cosmetics, and I'm really excited to use this again. This is the Meet Me in the Underworld palette. So we're just gonna draw one shade from each palette and then try to make a cohesive look. There's also a chance that this look is going to end up being absolutely weird and crazy, but that's kind of the, the fun in doing palette bingos. So I'm going to pull up my random number generator and we're gonna see just what we end up getting from all of these palettes. So I'm going to make sure I record my screen so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I have my random number generator up and I'm just gonna go from the top of the pile. We're gonna start with the Natasha the Nona palette, which has 15 shades. I'm gonna go 1 to 15. We're gonna generate and we're gonna get number 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a red matte, which is awesome because now I don't even care if we don't get any more mattes, because as long as I have one matte, I'm pretty pleased. Next up, we're gonna do the Flight Club palette, which has 12 shades in it. So I'm gonna switch that one to 12. We're gonna generate and get number 11, which is going to be this beautiful matte down here, which is probably gonna go quite nicely with that red. They're sort of the same depth though, so I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do with those, but I mean, they're in the same color family, so it definitely could be a lot worse. Next up, we have the Strawberry Dream palette. I'm gonna switch this to 9 and we're gonna get, hang on, I'm gonna get number 8. So we have a shimmer, we have sort of a red. Oh, that's beautiful. It's not really red, it's like a, I don't know how to explain this. Oh, that's really pretty though. I feel like this is going to be a very cohesive look so far. Next up, we're going to do the Odens Eye palette, which has 9 shades as well. So I'm just going to go again and we're going to get shade number 4, which is, hang on, what is it? Oh, that is a beautiful shimmer. I am very excited that we finally got a shimmer. Have I used this? I'm not even sure if I've used this, but this is going to go, wow, look at that. That's going to go so well together. For once in my life, don't want to jinx myself, but for once, I feel like this is gonna go my way. Lastly, we have the Meet Me in the Underworld palette, and I'm gonna put in 16 shades, and there's no way we're gonna get a shade that I'm not gonna be able to use in this. So we're gonna do shade number 4, which is, that's kind of weird. Okay, maybe I take that back. I'm not sure exactly how well that's gonna go with the rest of this. Why? We were doing so good. Maybe I did jinx myself. That's a shimmer too, so that's kind of weird. I feel like that needs to go on my lid. So now I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. But this is where we're at. I'm going to... Man, that was going so well. I'm gonna start priming my eyes with my Natasha Nona eyeshadow base, and I'll think about what to do. I'll come back when I have a bit of a plan, which might take a while, but for you, it'll be about a second. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into this with not much of a plan, and I'm just gonna start. So I think I want to do these 2 colors in my crease. The question is, which one is darker? Which one do I want to use as my transition shade, and which do I want to use as my deepening shade? I'm thinking I will use the purple in my crease and then sort of deepen it up with the red. So I'm gonna grab this one, which was from the Flight Club palette, and that is the shade Winging It down here. So I'm gonna take that on one of my What's Up Beauty brushes. This one is the number R102, and I'm just gonna put this into my crease as my transition shade. I am going to build it up quite a bit though, because I do like to have full pigmentation at all times here. That is such a beautiful color. That's really pretty. I think I want to do that green shimmer on my lower lash line because it's not super metallic. It's more of a satin, and I find that satins usually look pretty good on the lower lash line. So I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. This might end up being a weird look. Oh, look at that color though. It's so pretty. I don't think I used this color when I did my looks with this. Maybe I did, but I don't think I used it like full on in my crease like this. I feel like this is a very wearable color for someone who's maybe not super comfortable with purples yet, but this is a very approachable purple. Very, very pretty. Blends out super easily. Oh, I really like that. I'm not sure how the red is gonna go with this, but we will find out shortly, won't we? So is it just me, or has Launch just been kind of just blah lately? Am I the only one who's like so not into anything that's been coming out? Usually I'm all over trend mood and I'm like, ooh, I want this, I want that, but these days I'm like, I don't want anything, and I feel like everyone's like gushing over stuff, and I don't understand. I just don't get it. Let me know if there's anything that you're excited about that's been coming out lately, because I don't remember the last time. That's a lie. I do remember the last time, but I feel like it's just been forever since I was like super excited about a new release that's come out, that I've been like, you know, on the website on the day it launched and really tried to get it fast. It's just been so long. I don't know. And I kind of miss it. I don't know what it is that I want to be coming out, but I just want to be excited about something again. I just feel like it's been a very long time. Let me know if you guys want to see like a come shopping with me video, because I do need to go to Sephora soon, and I've seen my friend Samantha March do some come shopping with me in Vegas type videos now that she lives here, and I thought maybe it could be fun to do another one of those. I did do one a while ago. It's been like over a year, obviously, since COVID happened, like maybe a year and a half. If you want to see that, I will link it up there. I don't remember if it was any good. I apologize if it's not, but if you want to see like a vlog style come shopping with me video where we can maybe go shop for some makeup, maybe just, you know, try on some clothes and stuff for fun, let me know, because I feel like that could be kind of fun. So I really like how this is looking. I do need to blend just a little bit more right here, but I think that this is good enough for now. So I'm going to go into the Natasha Denona palette, which was where the red was. Isn't it funny how we got like one of the most exciting shades in this palette? That's pretty lucky actually. So I'm gonna grab this shade with the same brush, and I'm just gonna put that in the outer corners of my eye. I don't think I want to really take it through my crease too much. I just want to have this be my outer corner shade here. And I also feel like using this shade on my lid instead of in my crease, it's gonna pull a little bit more red than pink, because it's not going to get sheared out and blended out like it would if I had it in my crease. This actually darkens up quite a bit on the eye as well. I always forget that Natasha Denona shades sometimes appear darker on the eye than they do in the pan, which I've said before. I really like when shadows do that, because it means that they're just more versatile, because you can use them however you want. That actually looks really, really nice. And I think this crease is going to go very nicely with the lid shades as well. I guess I will do the lower lash line shade next, because in my mind that just sort of makes sense. So I'm gonna take the Lois Cosmetics palette. I don't know which of these are currently available. I have a feeling that maybe only the Odens Eye palette and the Natasha Denona palette is available. My palette and this palette should as well be restocking on July 17th if you're interested. But yeah, this is a beautiful palette if you've been wanting some purples. But I'm gonna take the Lois Cosmetics palette, and I'm gonna take the shade called Forest, which is number 1 up here. Was it number 1 that I got in this palette? No, number 4. It's number 4. I was like looking at it the wrong direction, and this looks like 1 when I look at it in the mirror, but obviously this is number 4. Never mind. I'm gonna take that on a small Rephr pencil brush here. I'm not going to spray it, I don't think, since it is a satin, so it probably doesn't really need it. And I'm just gonna smudge that underneath my eye. I feel like this went from a very kind of girly look with this color story to very grungy, which I wasn't really expecting at all, but I think I like it. I'm curious to see how it's going to come together when I put the shimmers on my lid, because I think that they're going to girl it up a little bit more. But I kind of like this grungy green together with the purple and the red. I think that looks pretty nice. And I also like that, you know, the depth of this shadow is very similar to the depth of the other shadows that I have going on, so they sort of work together even though they're, you know, very different colors. I'm just gonna take my crease brush again and just sort of tap over where these colors meet. I don't want to blend them too much here, but just want to make sure that they're at least somewhat touching each other. I think that's gonna be it for now at least. So let's do some shimmers. I'm going to put some glitter primer on my lid, And I'm sure if you're not new here that you know that the one that I use is from NYX, and I really, really like it. It's nice and affordable. It's never let me down. It really makes the shimmers pop, and they stay on all day for me. And maybe I put on a little bit too much here, so I'm just gonna tap over it with my finger a little bit. I definitely tend to go a little crazy with my glitter primer sometimes. So let's see, which shimmers did I have here? We're gonna start with the one in the Alien Cosmetics palette, and I'm gonna take this shade here, which is called Cherry on Top, and that's gonna basically go in the outer portion of my lid. I'm gonna start in the middle and just drag it outwards and blend it into that red matte. And then for the front portion, I'm gonna use the shade in the Odens Eye palette, and I think that this is going to be a really pretty look. And then for the last shade, I'm gonna take the shade here called Wool Ball, which is such a funny name. I'm gonna pick that up with the other side of this brush here. This one has a little bit of a flaky formula, so I have to make sure to just not get too much on there. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, I cannot wait to put this on my eyes. I don't think I've used this shade yet. Oh my. Oh, that is so, wow, that is so beautiful. So pretty, so textured and so metallic, and there's so much going on. There are so many colors in this that it's almost hard to explain exactly what it is that I see. Just gonna blend that over the red and just work on the blend between these two colors a little bit. I think this is where I'm going to leave it. I'm gonna finish off with my eyes, and I'll come back and I will show you the look. Okay, the eyes are done, and I thought that we could do some blush and highlight together, but let me fill you in what I have on. I did put on a lipstick too, because doing that on camera is literally impossible. In my waterline, I'm using an eyeliner from Colourpop. This is the collab that Raw Beauty Christie did with them. It's in the shade Spare Thyme. And then I used, on my lips, I used a lip pencil from Laura Mercier. I did get this sent in PR. It's in the shade Crimson. And on top, I'm wearing one of the Wet n Wild, what are you called? Shein Megalast lipsticks. This one is in the shade Firefighting. It's basically just a very satin-like opaque lipstick. It's more of a gloss formula, but I really like these on top of lip liners. I think they're really nice. I did get this at NPR as well. For my blush today, I want to use one that I haven't used in a while, and this is one of the Monochromatic blush duos from Cover FX. This is in Mojave Mauve, and I feel like it's going to go pretty nicely with this look. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just mix the two sides. These are quite pigmented, so if you don't like pigmented blushes, you probably wouldn't like these, but I think they're beautiful. So I'm gonna mostly go in with the matte side, and then I'm gonna do the shimmery side on top. That's usually how I like to use these. It's a little bit hard to like mix them together just because the matte formula is very, I don't know how to explain it. It's a little bit dry and pigmented, and the shimmery side is very hard pressed, so you don't get that much up on the brush if you kind of use the same brush that you use for the matte side. But I really like these. I've been using these now since I bought them, and it's been like 2 years, and I still really like them, and they're going very strong still. And I also feel like if you layer the shimmery side over the top of the matte, it kind of tones down the matte a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in quite heavy here on the shimmery side and just kind of buff that over again, and you'll see kind of how it blurred out a little bit. And then I'll take my powder brush afterwards and just buff this all out. I'm gonna put some of this on my nose as well because I just think it's cute. And then I'm gonna take my powder brush and just go over all of this and make sure that it's looking nice and blended. And then for my highlighter today, I'm going to use a highlighter from Wet n Wild that I've had for quite some time. I almost decluttered this last time, and I was like, you know what, I like the highlighter even though I freaking hate I hate Wet n Wild's packaging. I think it's so cheap and so off-putting, but their products are really good. It's just that I tend to not reach for products that are in cheap packaging because I would rather use something that's a bit more bushy and feels nice in my hands. First world problems, but I'm gonna use this one. This is in the shade, is this even available anymore? I don't think so. Crystal High, it does say limited edition on it. It's a kind of putty formula, so I'm gonna take a highlighting, no, not a highlighting brush, an eyeshadow brush, a small one, and I'm gonna really like press that in there to make sure I get some, wow, I got a lot on my brush. That's maybe a little bit too much. I'm gonna be very light with this and just sort of buff this in, but this is a beautiful pink highlighter. And I'm just going to use the other side to really get a good blend. Like, see, that is really, really pretty. I like the formula on that one a lot. So that's basically going to be it for the look. Let me just grab my blush brush again. I put on a little bit too much highlighter there in the end. I just want to make sure that that looks good. So that's gonna be it for this palette bingo. Let me know how you feel about this look. I feel like it came together. I feel like it's the look that I would do if I wasn't doing a palette bingo. Maybe I wouldn't have paired these colors together if I was using these specific palettes together for a look, but if all of these shades were in a palette together and I was doing a look, I feel like there's a chance that on a certain day I would end up with something like this. Like, it wouldn't be crazy to think that I would, you know, come up with a look like this if I had a palette in front of me. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna film another video now and I'm excited. So yeah, thank you so much for watching as always. If you want to see some more palette bingos, I do have a palette bingo playlist, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.